And welcome back, you beautiful people, you. Thank you so much for tuning into the SC2L. We're having a good time here. It is 3-1 in favor of Team Root. Their hopes of crushing a clean sweep 4-0 of Complexity Dignitas was dashed by the... Well, I'm too far in to stop now. The dashingly handsome Bling. I guess using that word twice is my own curse, which means it's going to pass it on. Vipro, the Swedish Protoss, is going to go up against Cats, who's already scored a victory, taking the ZVZ win against Targa. Can he do it now? Can he do it here and close off this match? Or will we go to that Game 6?
It's going to be a tough one, honestly. This is a map that's very tricky in the Zerg versus Protoss matchup from the Zerg perspective. Because, you heard me talk about last game. Wow,
yeah.
The 7 to 8 minute mark. There's so many threats that can come in. Well, now that's more like the 6:15 to 8 minute mark. It's a smaller map. It's easier to hide pylons. You have the inner and outer rings. You have the center of the map. You have oracles that can be swinging in from all sorts of directions. It's pretty rough.
Yeah, this is a good map for timing attacks. I mean, like you said, the outer rings pose threats. I mean, just everything you said, you're actually correct. But I also like this map for two-base timing attacks. I mean, you can kind of predict where the third base for the Zerg should go. As I say that, though, Cats has been known to deny that logic and take the other base. But this 6 o'clock base, that's the typical third. And if you drop a pile on that lower right-hand side expansion there, that's an amazing staging point for any kind of aggression that a lot of times Zerg players still miss out on. So we'll see. I mean, I know these European Protoss are kind of known for the two-base timing attacks, and I feel like that could be the successful order of the day if you want to take out Cats here.
Yeah, I kind of hope that it's not a two-base timing attack. I've seen a lot of two-base timing attacks in my career.
Yes, I think we have. Thank you, MC, for all of those wonderful tournaments you took down, my friend, with those two-base timing attacks.
Thank you, MC, and FU Parting, for making PvZ uncastable in the last 3 months. Oh,
you know
that's
what?
another
That's actually true.
Century.
Parting's the guy that took it to the highest stage, I think. You're right. And then thank you for Rain. Rain was the guy that started to macro it up a little bit more.
What a boss.
A boss.
Oh, actually, what is wrong with me? Spawning up in the top right-hand corner from Team Complexity. If you've ever been following the DreamHack tournaments, you know he's a force to be reckoned with. From Team Complexity, it is Vipro. I'm down in the bottom left-hand corner. From Team Root, he's Napoleon riding on top of a tank. Trademark, Sean Plott and Jeff Robinson. It is Root Gaming's Cats.
I like the image. Cats does get the hatch first off, but honestly, that's something that he's known to do. You'd look at this and say, well, okay, it's because he's facing a gateway expand Protoss, and that is partly true. But having extensive experience against Cats, I would also tell you that he actually will go for the hatch first against anybody on any map because he feels very comfortable in that cannon rush situation, which it's bit him in the butt a few times, but he'll tell you. I've had this debate with him where he's like, no, I will do it every time because if you can rush me, I feel comfortable with my options afforded to me versus what you can. And here we go. It's 3 hatch before spawning pool after the drone scout, so Cats knows all.
God, that's a bold play.
And see how he expanded to the opposite side? So there's actually a chance that Vipro scouts with a probe or what have you, 6 o'clock, and he's like, uh-oh, Cats is on 2 base. This is that crazy Zerg I've heard about from Jamaica. He's going to kill me now.
From Jamaica?
Yeah, somewhere in Mexico. Yeah. I had that one planned out 10 minutes ago.
You're gonna...
I think I broke Sean. Sean, if I ever do a stand-up, by the way, I will fly your ass in. I don't care if it's like I appear in Warsaw, Poland. I'll be like, get Sean's ass out of here. I don't care what he's doing.
I'll sit for...
Yeah, front and center. And you'll be the only one mic'd up, too, in the audience. It'll be...
Oh, my God. That is funny. Oh, my God. The speed at which you answer... Yeah, that's all Mexico. Oh,
comes
wow.
From a lot of time. I tease Cats about this all the time because he actually gets it, too, by the way. Like, we joke about this, but there are people out there that are like, where are you from? Peru? How do you say that in Mexican? And he's like, no, that's not. No. He's got good stories.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I honestly think that the South American countries don't get enough credit because I mean, there's a lot of really notable European players from various European countries. You know, like Sweden, Germany are the leading countries, generally speaking. But, you know, there's a lot of notable Brazilian players, of course. Cats, the Peruvian. I was really excited to actually see the Copa America Cup running as well, celebrating a lot of the players. You know, like Capach, the Argentinian Protoss, did pretty well in there.
Major, Mexico, Central America. Same
Yep, got to give a lot of love to Latin America and South America.
Jim
Looks like
Rising.
V-Pro. Oh, that's a good name.
Yeah, man. Aggressive Zerg player. We're seeing a similar build that we saw, actually. Similar, though, from Bling, now from Vipro. But it's getting scouted out by Cats. Cats sees that this is not a leading Void Ray opening. Instead, it's a Phoenix. He even scouts the second Phoenix, which of course can be canceled, but it probably will be Phoenix. Third Phoenix, excuse me. But with the 3 gateways, lack of a forge, no robo, he should know that the threat here is for some kind of gateway timing.
Yeah, I'm trying to look to see if there are any gateways being thrown out. Wow, no, a robo goes down immediately by V-Pro. That's essentially the throwing the hands up in the air, declaring that I'm abandoning any sort of gateway aggression, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
And he does Cats go for the odd. Look at that lair placement. It's actually at his third base, which is on the one hand super exposed, but watch what Vipro does right now. He scouts out the main. He doesn't see a lair. I bet he goes to the natural. He should try. And he should... Nah, okay, he's not going to do it. That sucks. But if I'm the Protoss, I scout the main and go, no lair. Okay, well, some guys built the natural. Then you scout the natural and you still don't see a lair. That's when you start to get super suspicious. But he will spot this third now, seeing the lair is just oddly placed. Yeah,
that's when that fear sets in. But wow, that's kind of a forward sport caller by Cats. I mean, this is suddenly looking very nice for V-Pro. The fact that he can pick off all these Overlords and this Queen soon enough. You gotta lift that Queen, otherwise that good old Phoenix is going to be going down very soon. But looks like he wants to supply block his opponent more so than he wants to actually kill his opponent.
You know what? It's well played. He saw the Queens over the natural, so he knew they were en route. And if you pick up a Queen with only 3 Phoenix there, he had a 4th incoming, of course. He's probably going to have to... I mean, he has to double lift that Queen, and he probably knew he wasn't going to get there with the transfusion. So he went for the targets he could get. I swear I speak English well. And that ended up being the good strategy here. Now, we do see that it is going to be a couple of Immortals out. You'll notice there are no Observers. This indicates an attack, and we actually have the Robotics Bay going down as well. So this is going to be that timing that people were talking about a couple months ago, where it's two Immortals, 2 Colossus off 2 base.
It's the good old 12-minute timing. We're going to start seeing gateways thrown down at 10:30, sometimes as early as 10. V-Pro's looking fantastic.
He's right next to the Queen? Yeah, okay, there we go. I was like, get the Queen.
Get the Queen. There's the Queen getting lifted up on up. Will end up falling. So looking around at Cat's base setup, he's getting a lot of Queens. He's getting a lot of Hydralisks, but I mean, what in your eyes is the best way to deal with this 12-minute double Colossus, double Immortal push?
Well, any kind of Spire. I mean, if you have any kind of, like, if you just max out on Roaches and have 6 Corruptors or what have you, that's super powerful. You can do it with Roach Hydra. And in that situation, you should be heading towards a pretty quick hive, so you can try to abduct or even get just blinding clouds down to blot out the range units. But as you can see here, and that one's closer, obviously, because this attack, like you said, should hit around 12:30 or so, whereas the fastest of your Vipers are going to come out around that exact same time. So that's pretty cutting edge. Yeah. But with what Cats is doing right now, he can still do it. It's just really hard because it's absolutely going to come down to army control and placement of said army. And in that situation, I think I favor Vipro. I trust him to have the better army control.
I mean, this is what makes this map so difficult, is that normally you would be able to see this. I mean, look at this. Cat's moving a couple Zerglings out along the top side of the map. He's going to run right into this. He's going to ask himself, where's the third? Where's the third? Is there going to be a third? But, I mean, this attack's going to come so much earlier than that.
You know, he's just now scouting the lack of a third. And as we say that, Sean, like, he has an infestation pit going down. He did not really feature a gigantic Zerg army. I mean, he's got a giant bank here. There is no macro hatch. I just think Cats was playing a game that Vipro was not. And unfortunately for Cats, Vipro is the guy that's choosing the strategy that puts him in the driver's seat. Cats is just now churning out 10 Roaches, but this army is already here. And that means Cats is going to be victim to any kind of force fields from this angle.
Oh, God. Look at that. What a great angle. It's such a tough angle to try to pull this off on.
You know what? Katz is making the ballsy choice that he has to make. He's going to just go for the counterattack.
Yeah, there's nothing here. Whoa, how does he hold this off? He's throwing down a lot of spine crawlers in the main base. We don't see any sort of infestors getting started. Oh, the warp prism goes down. That's going to be brutal. And an instant recall. What a play from B Pro. I mean, he's pulled back into the main base. He's picked off a hatch. He's just going to re-push. And wherever this army goes, he is to follow because V Pro's army is much better than Cat's.
Yep.
Force fields go down. Hydras at the south get ripped up. And now, oh my god, that second row of force fields is what did it.
Phoenix even coming in to abduct and make sure that these guys stick around for some extra damage. Both the Colossus are still there. If you look at the production tab, you can see that there's no more Colossus coming out. Instead, it's going to be maxed out gateway units. That's a really good choice. Because for those Colossus, you can get hard countered. If there was a Spire down, all of a sudden 12 Corruptors pop out. And if you have 2 to 4 Colossus, it doesn't matter. They're all going to die. But with only 2, that's a much more inexpensive casualty. But as you can see here, that's neither here nor there. Cat's lost a lot of army trying to attack, and with a simple recall, it's made for naught. And now Cat's is just going to counterattack again, but this time with a half-ass army.
This is a very dangerous position for Cat's to be in. He has all these spine crawlers at the front. He's counterattacking V-Pros. I mean...
Oh, I like this choice.
Contaminate on the full energy nexus. He's going to begin to try to pick that one off. Up in the main base, we see more spine crawlers going down. Still no tech units. It's going to be just roaches popping out.
Well, look at this, Sean. I mean, he could try to get greedy and defend the natural sentries forever, but he'd never have the money or the time to do that. But here, with a single force field ramp, Vipro should be able to... Oh my god, he might have missed the force field. Okay, no, he just barely did, and that Hydra ate too much for lunch. But this is never going to get broken. It just simply won't, and that means that Katz has to hold the main, and he can't with 4 spine crawlers, Sean.
He's barely en route to swarm hosts. I mean, this is going to be one of these classic Cat's ladder games. You tune into and see him dying for like 8 minutes, and then somehow he miraculously wins. So there's a swarm host popping out. They haven't yet broed, and they get obliterated in seconds. So now Cat's is down to 0 bases. He's running his drones. I think Cat's has got this.
You think Cat's got this? He is making 1 swarm host, and technically there is no detection, so he's still dead, absolutely. He's going to cancel a few things. He's like, all right, what can I do here? Cat's is letting this sink in right now, but this 1 base Protoss can force field that ramp forever. Cat's is now being spotted. He's got a couple of geysers. The drones were not able to get up, but as I say that, there is 1 coming out of here. So we can rebuild that hatchery. So we talk about the endgame scenario. There are roaches and hydras out here, but not necessarily the largest of forces. In fact, it's 14 roaches and 7 hydras. That's not going to do it, Sean.
Oh, what a move from Cat's. Or excuse me, from V-Pro. Actually, not what a move from Cat's. I mean, Cat's is in a terrible position, but I always have a lot of respect for the fact that Cat's always plays these games out. You know, it's one thing to be a leader of a team and to say, guys, you got to keep playing those games out. You got to hang in there. And it's another one altogether to lead, as you say, by example, to just show that you are willing to stick it through in some of the toughest spots and try to pull a miracle time and time again. Really, really awesome to see.
I've seen both sides of this fence, Sean, and I can tell you scientifically I prefer the teammate that does not leave super early. In fact, sticks it out and plays till he's absolutely dead. I mean, we're looking at this as commentators.
Empirical evidence. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, we're saying, Cats, you're dead. There's no chance in hell. Not a chance. Vipro would have to just make the most cataclysmic mistake we've ever seen in our life for this to be a Cats victory. But, nope, there it is. He does tap out. The army was just too much, and we can see that Vipro is not going to allow for any backdoor shenanigans. That means that Complexity Dignitas scores a second PVZ victory. Bling and Vipro getting it done. And Sean, this is the match you're the most excited about. We're going to get to see it.
Num, 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 num. You know, the STC, an excellent Korean minigun, the highest ranked American in the WCS NA scene. Really excited to see them go at it.
And Minigun just today actually made it back into Premier after defeating Apocalypse, a Korean Terran player. But let us not forget, Minigun has actually scored a number of victories against, in particular, Korean Terran players. He's very strong in this matchup. The STC, like you said, though, is no slouch. He's placed very high in the past, and he's been a big name for Team Complexity and Quantic before them. So he's going to need to do it here to put this to the ace match. Can we see Complexity Dignitas continue to make this comeback, or will Team Roots score that defining victory? We're going to do a quick commercial break. When we come back, it'll be a PVT.